above average. Welcome back, everyone, to America's Morning Headquarters. I'm Jen Carfagno, along with Jim Cantori. We've got Reynolds Wolf and Anavitas Rodriguez standing by, joining us in a moment. The big news this morning, when you step outside, Jim, I mean, it's going to be like a slap in the face. It's just different, even if it's not below average.
Yeah, especially for the Midwest. Yeah. So we're going to get into that today in places like Pittsburgh and eventually even down to the South. Even Atlanta's going to have a little bit of a bite to that air.
Look, it felt cold to me this morning. All the way through Florida. That's nice to see, right? We need a break from the humidity. We're also going to be watching this rain track out of the Carolinas. Now, right now, we still have some yet to go right around the Triangle area over towards the Cape Hatteras. We've got steady rain. Charleston, big news for you. Overnight at 1:30 a.m., you now set your wettest year on record. Seemed like that was an easy thing to do right after all the rain we had back in October, but we did it, and now we got a little more rain left to go before we dry out today. And then we go down to Tampa. The heaviest of the rain now south of town, going to track down through Fort Myers and eventually Naples. That's all with that front, the same front that brought all the big changes, the temperature changes to the southeast. The front's on the move, and there's such a difference between Jacksonville and Panama City right now. Panama City, your dew points are down into the 40s. It is dry out there. It's clearing out. Jacksonville is still kind of humid, and dew points are up near 70. But once the front moves through, and it will overnight tonight into tomorrow, we'll get the moisture farther south, and we'll get the rain farther south, and we'll get some dry air moving in to the Sunshine State. So this is how your travel looks. And I know a lot of you, this is it, right? You're going to wrap up work today. You're going to hit the road and take the kids to Grandma's house. We've got some pretty good conditions for travel, we think, getting into Sunday. Today's going to be the wet day, and we'll hang on to a little more rain tomorrow in Central and South Florida. All right, let's talk about the chill coming in, Reynolds. It was crisp out there this morning, I thought. Yeah, we've got a cool way to talk about lake effect snow and explain what is happening, because lake effect snow is Mother Nature's super soaker snow gun. The result is tremendous snowfall, and you just need a couple of ingredients. First, an unfrozen lake. Our Great Lakes work very well for this. And then you need a long fetch of cold air moving over the lakes. This fetch is really important because as the air moves over the lake, it picks up the moisture. The longer it's over the water, the more moisture it picks up. You see these clouds forming? This is because of the instability, really cold air moving over the warmer, or relatively warmer, lake waters. So instability creates these billowing clouds, and eventually you get these narrow lake effect snow bands that slam into the land at the edge of the lake and start dumping snow. The result is tremendous snowfall rates, and you can go from a clear blue sky into a wall of white in an instant. In fact, let's dive down into this I Shrunk the Kids moment, and you got another thunder snow event. Seriously? But seriously, you remember the big lake effect snow event from last year? Nobody can forget it. 85 inches of snow in Wales Center in the Buffalo area shut down the city for days. But that, believe it or not, is not the biggest event. In New York, that record goes to Oswego with a 5-day snow event, lake effect snow event, that brought 102 inches. So yeah, the Great Lakes and the cold air moving over top of it. That is Mother Nature's super soaker snow guns, the power of the lake effect.
Driveway this morning.
Yeah, and making their way to the ski resorts.
Well, yes.
Steamboat and Alta, 50 inches of snow so far in the last 5 days. So absolutely crushed here. It's been fantastic. And as you can see, the flow really favors more weather systems continuing to come into the west.
Enough cold air getting in here, as well as just a persistent feed of moisture. Unfortunately, it's too much, though, in parts of the Northwest. We're getting some flooding, Oregon especially.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that you can see the heavy band has moved through at least the Olympics this morning. So the Skokomish River is going to do a little bit better, but certainly a chance for some flooding there. You know what, Brandon? I forgot my clicker, buddy. Hit my clicker. You know what I did remember, though, is the coffee on a Friday morning. And I'm going to be honest with you, I got my
I literally have nothing, so.
Either way, thank God Brandon's sitting in the seater there. We'd be flying high. Speaking of high, so this is the moisture. In other words, you take a column of moisture. Where is it? Do we have a little bit here? Do we have a lot of moisture where we can squeeze out 1-2 inches of rain in a very short period of time? That's what we're looking at and through here.
And one thing I've noticed with most of the precip events this winter, the big ones, it's all been, at the top end of the precipitable water. Maybe not record-breaking, but up there. I mean, so that's, again, going to be a concern, that big moisture coming in.
Thus far, we haven't seen too much come into the southwest. That may change early next week, at least briefly, and you can see the east is going to get absolutely soaked with a lot of water vapor. So right now, it's the Cascades. Again, though, Jen, with a ridge.
Yeah.
We're a little high with the snow
Well,
level.
although there is a winter storm warning for the gorge,
Yes.
and they had some snow yesterday. We'll hopefully see if it's warm enough to improve conditions
Look at this.
there.
Watch out again, especially in the Snake River Valley. We got some freezing rain problems this morning, and Salt Lake's going to get it again.
And Spokane has some freezing rain this morning too.
Spokane has some freezing rain as well. So yeah, over the interior, the cold air settled in, especially with this snowpack building now. It's pretty hard to erode this air.
I mean, once you have snowpack, you've got a layer of cold air right there until the snowpack
Let's
goes
model
away.
this out. I want you to see this again if you're going to be skiing in Utah or Wyoming.
Hey, San Francisco, and this is a big deal for them on a Friday afternoon.
Second driest year on record so far. We've had just a little over 6 inches. If we get to 9, we'll go into third place. But they'll chip away maybe with a half inch to an inch of rain, if they're lucky with this. It'll be about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, it's going to be impactful. I mean, it's a Friday. We need rain, but we don't need it on a Friday afternoon and a holiday weekend.
Big snow again for the Sierra. This is so great to see this on succession. Here's the snow, though, coming into Idaho in abundance, in Nevada, moving across into Utah by Saturday. Just absolutely crushed again in the mountains. Somebody's going to get 1.5 feet probably for the areas, especially up in the Wasatch Front. So,
but then another system lined up for early next week. So we're going to keep this pattern going.
Help the drought for the Southwest, but remember, we're also in drought in through here, so we are chipping away at it with the snowpack.
And this is great for skiers. I'm excited for them.
Big time, big time. Reynolds, what do you got?
All right, it's Friday, everyone. Just throw everything on the floor. Just get the day started right here. Don't bother cleaning up before you leave the house. It is the weekend, practically. But we've got your weather maps for you right here, and watching the cool air come in to give us finally a taste of real December. Yes, temperatures are seasonable. It's not cold by any means. It's just seasonable out there, but it's going to feel a lot cooler compared to what we've had lately. That means temperatures in the 20s and 30s to start our day up here in the Northeast. With the cold air coming in over the Great Lakes, we've got a chance of lake effect snow, and this could be a really big deal for us, especially off of Lake Ontario right into the Plug Hill Plateau, where we could get nearly a foot of new snow. And Jim Cantori's calling it some thunder snow. We'll chit-chat about that today. We're also going to take a look at the warmth ahead for next week. So, yeah, we have some cool air coming in, but it's not going to last. And temperatures going right back to above average throughout next week, including into Christmas Day. Welcome back, everyone. It is 30 minutes past the hour. AMHQ continues right here. Cantori, looking ahead to...
so the thunder snow thing, since you brought it up. You usually need a delta T, a change in temperature between the lake and about 5,000 feet of about 10 degrees, okay? We could have about 20 to 25 degrees. And that's up there in the thunder snow rain. That's very, very buoyant air, rapid rising air motion, which could lead to some thunder and lightning.
All right, we're going to talk a lot about that today. We're all the camera perspective, but the radar showing us the rain is about over. It happened at 1:30 last night, though, in Charleston, when we got just enough rain to tip us over into the wettest year on record. I mean, I think for a lot of folks, it's no surprise considering what happened in October with that big rain, more than a foot or foot and a half of rain. But now, as we take a look at where the rain is, Charleston, we're going to dry out. The afternoon will be dry and sunny. We've got rain up there in eastern North Carolina for now, but that moving out. Where we'll stick the showers around for a lot of the day is in central and southern Florida. The front on the move. Tampa, we've had some bouts of heavier rain already. You can see showers still yet to come through. The front not through yet, Jacksonville. The front is through, though, back towards Panama City. And when you step outside today, it feels a lot different. Dry air has moved in, and that dry air is actually going to make progress all the way down through South Florida. Something we haven't seen much of this season, right? We have not had those classic, beautiful November, December days where the skies are nice and blue and it doesn't feel sticky outside. We will get that. We'll get that this weekend. We'll get the rain out of here. And in fact, this weekend, I think, looks great for travel through the southeast, thanks to this front moving on through. Yes, it'll be cooler, but it'll be dry, and Sunday travel looks great through the southeast. All right, but speaking of the chill, let's talk more about it with Reynolds.
Here, but it is hard to imagine in our lifetime Americans will set foot on Mars.
Yeah, maybe for the holiday. Who knows? Now, if you followed the space program, you know about its humble beginnings. Here's Maria LaRosa with a look in today's View from Above, right? So certainly something to watch. Now, let's look at the here and now when it comes to travel. And, the holidays, for all intents and purposes, kick off this weekend as folks wrap up the school for the first half of the year and they get their kids out on the road. We are going to look for some snow. Now, Saturday's forecast calls for some lake-enhanced snow or lake-effect snow right here off of Lake Michigan. And in western Michigan, lower Michigan, you know how it gets sometimes. The visibility visibility drops so dramatically, so quickly, and it can change rapidly, especially with lake effect snow. So be ready for that. I always worry about the roads up here. Then we look at Sunday's forecast, and there'll be a couple of spotty rain showers across portions of the upper Midwest. Temperatures will be starting to come back up at this point and starting that warming trend that Jim was just talking about. Southern Plains, talking travel for you, looks very good. Today into tomorrow, we're going to see it nice and quiet and dry. Little rain comes, though, back in by Sunday, and that'll affect Interstate 40, potentially down into Interstate 20. Anna Rittis.
All right, thanks.